Hello everyone, it's good to be back here bringing you the conversation today here on TOS Television Network. And of course, we're reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. And my name is still Adesuwa Osui.
I am Sagir Ibrahim. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Good morning, Adesuwa.
And good morning. It's good to see you again today.
Good to see you too. Well, I woke up this morning and I was feeling like it's Friday. And then I checked my phone and the date and I was like, it's just Wednesday.
What do you have planned for Friday?
I was feeling like the week has come to an end, of course. I want to rest. I feel like I didn't start the week on a good note. I felt like I started by lagging and missing sleep.
So today just felt like a day for you to rest.
And I should just sit at home and relax.
Oh, we have to bring them the show today, so sorry.
Anyways, thank God it's Wednesday and we'll just have to wait till it's Friday.
Okay, all right. We'll bring you the quiz of the day right about now. And after that, we'll be bringing you development across Africa.
At the first sign of pain, you need a solution that you can trust to provide effective relief and is gentle on the stomach. Try Panadol Caplets for relief from headaches, body aches, and fever. With Panadol's Optizorb formula, the tablet gently breaks down in the stomach, quickly absorbs, and starts providing pain relief in 15 minutes. For fast and effective pain relief that you can trust, try Panadol Caplets. This has been Medifact for Panadol.
Okay, let's dive right into, stories from across Africa, starting from Kenya, where Kenyan car dealers have opted for old and abandoned cars to refurbish and sell instead of dealing in new cars because the price of imported second-hand cars has increased by 40%. According to reports, second-hand cars account for 80% of the cars on Kenyan roads. I know this might look like, a disadvantage, but I think it's an advantage to Kenya, and they're beginning to look inwards. Yes, they're beginning to look inwards. So instead of just abandoning old cars or having scraps, they begin to
they are recycling the old cars.
Yes, and then have you seen people? I've seen artisans that refurbish old cars, and you would not believe that these are actually old cars. They paid, change it up, and you wouldn't even opt for new cars when you
This gives credence to the saying, desperate times
calls for desperate measures. I mean,
that's one. And another thing, it is expected for all of this to happen, especially when most of the economies in Africa are a consumer economy rather than a producer economy.
Yeah.
Exactly. So in a situation where there's hardly any country in Africa that does production
of cars,
not assemblage, production of cars. This is bound to happen. You know? When you keep importing and importing, of course the COVID-19 pandemic was going to hit. It hit every sector of the economy, except those who were doing stuff online. It hit everybody. So at some point, this was expected to happen, and now it has happened. So the question now is, everybody has to eat, so what are we doing to ensure that we get food on our table and our family members' table to eat? And that is why you see them refurbishing cars of, say, models of 20 years ago.
Yes, and I'm sure if you see it, it will be really, really, really impressive.
Exactly, and now it's 80% of cars on the roads now in Kenya are refurbished. That's quite something.
Yes, makes sense.
Okay, moving on. Gunmen kill minister's daughter in failed assassination attempt in Uganda. Uganda's army spokeswoman Flavia Biekwaso disclosed on Tuesday that gunmen sprayed bullets at a car carrying General Katumba Wamala, Uganda's Minister of Works and Transport, in an attempt to assassinate him. The former army commander was injured while his daughter and driver were shot dead.
What is happening to Africa? What is happening in Africa? That is a question I keep asking every day. It says they would not, like in Nigeria, everybody's used to the rising level of insecurity, but it's as though it's spread across all African countries. You hear Mali, you hear Uganda.
The way you said it now, everybody is used to the rising level of insecurity.
As depressing as it is and worrisome,
and it's worrying.
People are getting used to hearing this news every day.
And okay, let me tell you something for free. Do you know that in 2017, an attempt was made to assassinate him on the same street in Uganda? So this wasn't the first time. Only unfortunately this time, they didn't get him but killed his driver and his daughter as well.
That's terrible. That's very terrible.
So something is going fundamentally wrong, and we've come to a situation where the people have begun to rise against leaders. Some for reasons that are justifiable, while others, well, for reasons only they can explain.
Yeah.
But however, something is going on in Africa, and until it is addressed, we'll keep having a rise in insecurity issues and a rise in all of this uprising that we are seeing.
Quite terrible. Okay, coming back to here in Nigeria. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari has addressed the recent attacks on critical infrastructures in the country, delivering a stern warning that the government will no longer tolerate acts of violence from perpetrators. In a long message which was released via his official Twitter handle, the president categorized the activities of the perpetrators as acts by those who do not want his government to succeed. What's your take on that, Sagi?
Well, acts by those who do not want his government to succeed. He might be right, but as well, what action has he taken over the years to ensure that while they were carrying out these acts to ensure that his government succeed, he was also carrying out a counteract to ensure that their own acts don't succeed. So that is the question. You know, I was having a banter with a colleague yesterday, and he was like, if the president was as proactive as, say, Robert Mugabe, the late Robert Mugabe, perhaps all of the issues that are happening currently in Nigeria wouldn't have gotten this bad. For example, if something is about to happen or if something is going to happen, you see the president come forward, he takes the lead instantly. He addresses the nation to create calm and peace, to ensure that the people know that, look, there is a leader in the country and he's aware of what is going on. However, the case might not be exactly the same in our scenario because we've seen a lot of things go wrong. Kidnapping, the Kagar boys and Kagar students when they were kidnapped, the Kankar students when they were kidnapped, you know, even the 200 students who were kidnapped just a few days ago. All we get is a press statement from the spokesperson of the president saying the president has expressed shock over all of what has happened. You understand? So if we have a system where our president or the president of the country shows face all of the time to say, look, I know what you guys are doing, and you have two options. Return these students or revert back to normalcy, else so and so will happen, because I have a very capable security architecture or a very capable security system that is going to ensure that all of these issues are checkmated. So the choice is yours. Do normal or you see anyhow. It is as simple as that. The government is not supposed to be giving assailants a choice to do as they like. And that is the reason why we see the unknown gunmen behave the way they are behaving.
I think Saga takes the guest on the show today. All right, we're going to go on a break now to bring you, COVID-19 update from across Africa, after which we'll be bringing you newspaper headlines for this morning.
TOS TV Network mobile app is now available. You can now catch up on our breaking news, stream our programs live, watch out for the latest update on sports and politics as they unfold. You can also get notifications for our upcoming programs and events. All these on our TOS TV Network mobile app, available on Apple Store and Google Play Store. TOS TV News from Africa by Africans.
Being a journalist means in-depth analysis that unravels hidden truths, that question the status quo and fact-checks government.
These criminal elements hiding under the cloak of surveillance contractors are the APC elements.
Do you have facts to prove that? Being a journalist means waking up every day with a burning desire for peace, equity, and justice for all citizens.
We're being told that the choice you have is to take the lesser of two evils.
It means patriotism via the prism of objectivity and accountability. It means giving my platform to the masses to discuss issues that matter to them.
Some of them, if they bring budget and the budget they look, some of them sleep. They're going to ask how much you are on. I have it.
Thereby shaping government policies and laws. My name is Osasu Igbenedion, and I am the people's voice.
Welcome back. It is still the conversation on your digital first Pan-African News Network, TOS Television. And do remember, you could be part of the conversation by connecting with us via Facebook, Twitter, and social media using the details currently shown on the screen. Okay, it is the newspaper segment, and we start with the Daily Trust newspaper. And on the banner headline, we see anxiety in Yari's camp as Matawale concludes plan to join APC. And under we have a couple of riders. I'm still consulting Zamfara governor. We aren't bothered, ex-governor, APC, PDP, mom. And underneath the picture of the day, Buhari to IPOB, I'll treat you in a language you understand. These and other stories could be found on the Daily Trust newspaper of today.
Okay, moving away from the Daily Trust to the Blueprint newspaper, the very first headline there says, rude shock awaits those bent on destroying Nigeria. That's coming from President Muhammadu Buhari. We're going to be very hard sooner than later. Attacks on INEC facilities targeted at future election. That's coming from Yakubu. And then to the banner headline on the Daily Blueprint newspaper this morning, I beg your pardon. Our 6-year records demystified naysayers. That's coming from the federal government. Releases documentary on achievements. Says security challenges won't be cloud Buhari's vision. That's on page 6 of the Blueprint. You can find other stories on the Blueprint newspaper this morning.
In the Daily Times newspaper this morning, the banner headline there states, intrigues, confusion over death of NECO registrar Obioma. Underneath, we have a couple of stories just under the picture of the day. NGE leadership. Editors elect Mustafa Issa as NGE president. Other officers. And Constitution Review, Fiscal Federalism, LG Autonomy, others in focus as Constitution Review hearing kicks off again. This, among other stories, could be found in the Daily Times newspaper of this morning. Do get a copy.
And the last daily we'll be looking at its front page this morning is the Business Day newspaper. The banner headline on the newspaper this morning says, competition drives local airlines to put market before cost. Half of marginal field winners cannot pay sign-off fee. And then inside the Business Day newspaper, MTN agent banking rollout in South Africa test run for Nigeria. And those are the headlines on the Business Day newspaper this morning.
Okay, moving forward, we'll go on a quick break now. And when we get back, Adeswa will be taking you on what's trending on social media. Don't go anywhere.
Always remember,
this man I has been my creative design. We really like it, but
you deserve a break. You can indulge in a cup of 3-in-1 Cadbury Hot Chocolate. Cadbury Hot Chocolate. Indulge. Now available in the 450 grams pouch.
Welcome back to the conversation. It's the time where I take you through what's trending on social media, or what has been trending on social media in the last 24 hours. Talking about social media, you know you should be a part of the conversation, right? And you should follow TOS TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And of course, subscribe to TOS TV Network on YouTube so you do not miss out on anything. You can also stream the conversation and every other program we have lined up for you on www.tostvnetwork.com. Back to what's trending on social media. So the hashtag Aisha the Hypocrite has been trending on social media in the last 24 hours. So popular human rights activist Aisha Yusufu has been trending on Twitter for calling out Vice President Yemi Osinbajo as the first person in the Buhari administration who started attacking peaceful protesters. I'm going to read her our tweet to you, and then I'll read our response to that one. So her tweet, that's the first one from Aisha Yusufu, says, "Whatever you do, remember that the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, when he was acting president, started the attack on protesters in 2017. His name is Yemi Oshibajo. Hashtag Oshibajo started attack on civic space. No gaslighting will work here." And in response to that, Abdullahi Yusuf says, "Aisha Yusufu would have in history if she was depending on government. Her advocacy is for the voiceless. She is living a comfortable life without government intervention. Feel free to trend Aisha the hypocrite hashtag. It will never change who she is or what she is known for." And Naughty Dave says, "The trend hashtag Aisha the hypocrite threw me off balance, but reading through, I'm sure it was a manipulated trend. I stand and restand even Pakistan Aisha. Push this far with a retweet." And the last one is from @FS_Yusuf says, "She has never insulted anyone here. She has never clapped back in derogatory manner. Her advocacy is clear and simple, a Nigeria for all. Seeing hashtag Aisha the hypocrite trending at a time when we are the most unvalued citizens on the planet tells that we truly deserve our disaster." Sagir, I don't know that over time or a number of times we've seen, hashtag trended, and then people say, oh, it was manipulated, it was done to divert attention from maybe government failures or something like that, and all of that stuff. What's your take on this one?
Well, for Aisha's case, I read through the hashtag, and one of the persons who commented actually said he took time to scrutinize the account of those whom were forcing this trend, and he realized there were new Twitter accounts that were just created. So there is a deliberate attempt to push this trend and to dent our image.
Okay, but technically, like the last tweet said, I think she's just pushing for Nigeria for all, and the Nigeria where everybody has a voice and you can just speak out. So I'm not really sure what all of this is. I just hope we can all calm down and just reason with each other and not try to pull each other down when we're all trying to survive. Exactly. Survive. Okay, that's it for what's trending on social media. We'll go on a break now, and then we'll come back with the big story.
You want to grow 6 packs in a day. I beg you not to pass your power. You want to show yourself,
Whatever your size, find it with the new Airtel data plans. Dial *141# now to get the plan that suits you. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. It is still the conversation on your digital first Pan-African News Network, TOS Television. And remember, you could be part of the conversation by chatting us up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or probably checking out our content on YouTube at tostvnetwork.com. You could also watch us live by checking our website at www.tostvnetwork.com. It is the big story, and today's focus is going to be on the increasing attacks on INEC facilities and its impact on the upcoming 2023 general elections. We focus on the recent and continuous attack on the INEC facilities, the implication on national security, as well as its implication on the coming election. Joining us to discuss this morning is Mr. Jonathan Isaac Onoja, and he is a security expert as well as a consultant. Thank you so much for joining us on the conversation.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, so very quickly, Mr. Jonathan, yesterday the National Assembly made an announcement that's quite in the interest of the entire Nigerians. And at the public hearing on the review of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, the Speaker of the House of Representatives was credited to have said, and I quote, We will not be able to deliver on this historic assignment if we restrict ourselves to tinkering around the edges of the Constitution or by imposing upon ourselves artificial red lines that restrict honest conversation. We will have failed in our mandate if the Constitution that emerges from this process continues to look to our past rather than reflect our present and speak to our future. We have an opportunity to renewal, and we must seize it or face the harsh judgment of history. What do you have to say about that?
Is that a priority for now? And to me, the review of any amendment or amendment of any constitution wouldn't be necessary at the moment. All I can perceive from that statement is still political, not for the interest of Nigerians. Are you in me? We have to advise ourselves at this point, and for us to harness our potentials, there is need for us to advise each other. Nigerians are not looking at the current situations of the Ninth Assembly, like the Speaker said. No, this is not what we are looking at now. He can equally use the 2014 Confab, National Conference. If government is truly continuity, we can as well save our resources and save us this time of this propaganda. This is not what Nigerians are looking for at the moment.
Okay. So moving forward, so far there have been 42 attacks on INEC facilities nationwide since 2019. Now, what seems to be the motive behind all of these attacks?
Well, it's quite unfortunate and it's laughable when Mr. President and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, His Excellency, with all due respect, Muhammadu Buhari, came on yesterday to tell Nigerians that the people who are behind these attacks are soon going to receive shocks of their life. That statement also is a shock to Nigerians because saying that he received daily briefings shows that he is aware of what Nigerians are passing through. And let me take you back, my brother. You imagine Mr. President said, oh, those that are doing this are going to receive shocks of their life. The Attorney General came and said, oh, their prosecution is ongoing. And the National Security Advisor came up and said, we know those that are behind the attacks. So if you look at all the statement, are you saying that they have not come to a concluding end of these situations that we find ourselves when their statement is in different tones? So if Mr. President is telling us that they're going to be receive shocks, then we are equally shocked of Mr. President's statement. He's undermining our intelligence. He's still politicizing insecurity. And going back to the question you raised, like the attacks on the INEC facilities, 42 facilities. Look, let me tell you something. For those that know what to do now, they should forget about 2023. Because for a good nation, it's unfortunate. If you look at where these attacks are coming up from the southern parts, from the southeast and all of that, they are still looking at 2023 as something that is feasible. No. 2023 cannot hold.
Why do you say that?
Yes, that is the manifestations of 2023 that we are seeing today. And what these people are doing, those hired, and we keep saying unknown gun faces, and we know, and they still know them, yet tag them to be unknown, is to disrupt the polity. Is to ensure that government is weakened.
So, sir, you're saying they are politically motivated?
Look at it. Go to Tigray. Go to other countries that have experienced insecurity and still experiencing security. Look, in all terrorist structures, are you in me? There's what we call the supportive cell. Are you in me? The command structure is there, but the supportive cell are most time political, positions holders, like stakeholders that motivate them into these attacks. And for that of the INEC facilities attack, it is not from the last elections. It is sending a message into 2023.
Okay, so but what would you say are the underlying impact or effect of this whole attack on the INEC facility on national security at this point?
Yes, look, let me tell you something. It's not only INEC alone. Our national security and peace have been mixed up. We all know that. And like we know, police formations, a lot of things, attacks on police formations.
Yeah. And
if all of these things are coming, is to send a signal that all we none understand is the government. They want to decentralize the government. Are you me? Yeah. They want to weaken government institutions because the best way to take away government from power is to weaken the institutions of government.
So all of this is deliberate?
It's deliberate, targeted at ensuring that 2023 cannot hold.
But if 2023 does hold, what would be the impact of all of this on the...
That is, we are in anarchy. Are you me? Yeah. Well, the situation we find ourselves now is beyond 2023. Nobody should be thinking about 2023 now. Nobody should even be thinking about 2028.
So what should we be thinking about?
What we should be thinking about is the ability, the grace to survive it. Are you me? Okay. It's a grace to survive it.
Okay, so sir, would you say, now you spoke about the position of the president and his statements being a shocker. What about the security agencies? Would you say they are doing enough? Because I'm asking this because I've heard people say that, for example, the intelligence agencies are doing a lot by gathering intelligence and information. But it is when it gets to the top level that this information gets truncated. So would you say they are doing enough, first of all, on your part?
No. From my assessment so far, I'm a security expert. Yeah. I have done, quite certain assessment on the security agencies and those heading those institutions. Yes. Coming to the part of the police, we used to say the slogan, see something, say something. Yeah. We even celebrate it once in a year. Like, there are no measures put in place to checkmate the excesses of those heading those institutions. We have the national security strategy, and up to date, there's no strategy to curtail this menace. Now, on the part of those heading those institutions, they have proved to Nigerians that they are incapable. When the current acting Inspector General of Police came and said they are going to remove checkpoints, I wonder. I don't understand where these are coming from. You remove checkpoints, and what you have said is that is an exodus of terrorists, criminals into the country. Because it is this checkpoint, our conventional security operations, modus operandi should be the stop and search, the highway patrol. And when he came and said, look, this should be removed, I went on air and I said, this is not possible.
But sir, he gave reasons. He said the reasons why they want the stop and search to end and the checkpoints to be removed is because criminals had begun to use this checkpoint as a guise to perpetrate their actions. For example, the Abuja-Kaduna road, we've seen a lot of instances where kidnappers will create checkpoints, mount this checkpoint, and unsuspecting citizens will come thinking...
It's unfortunate. Yes. It's you being in power, or you being at the head of an affairs. It is your responsibility. That is where you prove capacity. That your ability to detect those that are real and those that are not real. Look, when we talk about security, there's also cyber security. Are you in me? And look at what the CBN governor did. I'm happy with him for that alone. They're able to check who owns this account. With the rank of this person, why this SSCs in this account? This money is too much. And with that, they are able to track those that are behind certain things. And unfortunately, there are also uniform men. Like we know, or we've heard, that these are people that are also sent to battlefields to fight. And I also told Nigerians the reasons why this insecurity have lingered for a long time. Now, how can you tell me, because they say, Osage, you are not real? We used to see you in our dreams. It's as if you are two. It's your responsibility to detect who is manipulating you, my brother.
Okay. So I think we're out of time, but in one word, are you saying that as regards security, the security situation in Nigeria, we do not have upstanding intelligence just yet?
Yes.
Unfortunately, our intelligence have been manipulated. Unfortunately, there is no association or a way of meeting together to
intelligence partnership.
Exactly. To ensure that your intelligence, when the NIA comes with it, the DSS comes with it, the tactical operations, the tactical force goes for all of these things, they are not intermingling. They are not doing what they are supposed to do. If not, we have intelligence in this country that in Lagos, our intelligence were able to intercept a full scourge of arms load from other country into this country, and they held them down, and they said Nigeria is the transshipment destinations because of what they know, that our border is poor. They use Nigerians to transship this arms to another country, but yet we have intelligence that we're able to hold these people down. We don't. It's not as if we don't have intelligence, but are the people heading institutions ready to be able to work with intelligence? These are questions that Nigeria should ask themselves.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show this morning. And thank you for joining us on the conversation this morning. Remember, the conversation comes to you every day. That means we'll be back to you tomorrow. But before that, you can follow TOS TV Network across all social media platforms. That's TOS TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, subscribe to TOS TV Network on YouTube. You can also watch our programs on www.tostvnetwork.com. My name is Adesuwa Osui.
And I am Sagir Ibrahim. Thank you so much for watching.